Hello everyone, welcome to Fitwatcher, and today we're gonna talk about Deadpool and Wolverine in detail. I'll explain all the things I have observed and many other things. So are you ready? Let's go. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? So in the beginning, the intro starts with a dance number with a hilariously accurate dance of Deadpool while he fights the TV agents. And before watching the movie, I was really afraid that the legacy of Logan's character will get destroyed because he had a little sad ending in the last part of Logan. And mind you, Ryan is very smart. He knew what audiences would expect, and he exactly did the thing he was not supposed to do, digging up Logan's grave. But at that moment, it wasn't anything that I felt bad about Logan's character. Rather, I found it hilarious. And if you're wondering about which song it was there Deadpool was dancing on, it was Bye song from NSYNC band. You can Google that for the exact original dance too, but right after watching this video, alright? Okay, we have finally got an R-rated movie from Disney. I never thought this day would come, especially since Disney has always been known for its PG-rated films, but here we are with an R-rated gem that breaks from Disney's usual standards and limits. From even Deadpool himself joked at this new direction, making it a refreshing change for Marvel fans like me. And next up, we got the most comic accurate Wolverine suit ever seen on the big screen. After like decades of live action Wolverine portraits, it was amazing to finally see him in that iconic suit. And the way he puts on his classic Wolverine mask at the end, it was like. Now let's talk about the story. I don't think there will be even one dialogue where it was not sarcastic, although the plot was not good as per my expectations. We'll talk about this in a minute, but what's good in here is how they put little Easter eggs throughout the whole time, be it commenting on MCU, the Fox universe, the comic accurate short Wolverine, and the meaning behind Deadpool's action. Now coming to the all cameos I could observe, there were plenty, but I still wish I could have more. But anyway, there were still a lot. Number one, we have Henry Cavill's Wolverine. It was speculated for a long time. There was even some news saying Henry Cavill is gonna play a variant of Wolverine. So we finally got to see him as Wolverine. Next, we have Chris Evans as Human Torch and Johnny Storm from the old Fantastic Four movie. Honestly, when he first showed up in the void, and then then Deadpool said a word, and I know everyone is expecting at that point. Avengers assemble, but then he said flame on. It was really hilarious and very unexpected for me at that point. And also we finally get to see a swearing Chris Evans in the MCU. He does not filter anything now, so kudos to that. Next, we have Channing Tatum's Gambit. He was going to play the role of Gambit long ago in the Fox universe itself, but it never happened and that movie never got made. So I'm really happy to see his character on the big screen. Then we also got Toad from X-Men, Pyro from X-Men, Wesley Snipes, Blade, Jennifer Garner's Elektra from 2003 Daredevil movie where Ben Affleck played Daredevil. A little fun fact. And then we also got references to Quicksilver, Punisher, Fever Dream Wolverine, then Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, Juggernaut, Sabretooth from X-Men movies, Hunter B-15 from Loki series, Elliot the Cloud Monster obviously from the Loki series, Azazel, Lady Deathstrike, Psylocke, Callisto, all from the previous X-Men movies you have seen. And also we saw the references to other MCU projects like Helicarrier of Avengers, Fantastic Four's Fantastica, Guardians of the Galaxy's Milano spaceship, 28th Century Fox's logo obviously, Doctor Strange's sling ring, and I don't remember the rest, but if you have observed anything else, please let me know in the comments. Moving on to the actual story or the plot of the movie, where it was shown that Deadpool gets arrested by the agents of TVA and he is brought to the TVA, and then TVA agent Paradox says Deadpool's Art 10005 is gonna get destroyed because of the anchor being of the timeline has died, which was Logan, who died in the Logan movie. But even if this timeline gonna get destroyed, it is still gonna take thousands of years, and this means Deadpool and all of his friends gonna survive anyway. But thanks to our TVS and Paradox, where he thinks it is too boring for him to watch the timeline die so slowly. So he introduces a device called Time Reaper, which can apparently kill the timeline in a quick way. And then Paradox gives an offer to Deadpool that he can finally leave his timeline and join the Avengers and be the hero he always wanted to be. And of course, which he replies with breaking Paradox's nose and taking the gadget of TVA, he runs away to different timelines and tests the plot of the whole movie in a simple line. Now coming to the bad things about the movie, which again related to the plot itself, I found the plot is too shallow and it does not have a specific story or motive to it. I mean, it was all fun. I loved it, but beyond that, what was the story? Did it go anywhere till the end? Yes, but mostly no. Because while the movie succeeds to merge the Deadpool and X-Men universes with the greater MCU, but other than that, there was no motion going on in the movie. We are introduced with the antagonist of the movie, Cassandra Nova, which I admit she's an interesting character from the comics, but in here, I do not think she was exactly an antagonist because her actions lack any motives. Because she was thrown into the void by the TV and she started to live there and rule the world. She did not even wanted to get out of there, and in the last part, she randomly decides to get out of there like it was nothing and decides to destroy all the timeline for some reason. And TVA does not have any precautionary measure to take down something like her. So it does not even make any sense to me, and I would say it was more like a plot convenience at that point. Another technical thing I noticed was the VFX in some scenes. Don't get me wrong, the CGI and VFX was on point in the most of the movie, but in some scenes, like for example, the bus fight scene in the end, the CGI on Wolverine's face looked like a comic book panel, which is again a good and a bad thing because live action movie is not supposed to look like a comic book page. But again, we got the comic accurate fight scenes of Wolverine finally after many years on the big screen. So while it is not a big issue, but it is something I observed, so I told you. Now coming to the $1,000,000 question, will this movie be able to save the MCU? The answer is still yes and no. While the movie is amazing in its own way, it's not quite inside the MCU yet. And considering the past track record of MCU projects and Disney projects from like past 2 years, they are still gonna need much more than that, because the upcoming Secret Wars, the Captain America Brave New World, and upcoming the Avengers projects will tell us the exact scenario in some months and years. So I'll cover all the updates in next episode. So subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss anything when I post. Just as I was editing this video, an update come from Comic Con where Robert Downey Jr. just announced that he'll be back to the MCU again, but not in the Iron Man role though, but rather as a character of Doctor Doom or Dr. Von Doom, where he'll be playing the villain's role for maybe 2 years, 2 movies. So in comics, Doctor Doom is primarily, Fantastic Four's villain, and since MCU's new Fantastic Four is also coming, so with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, so RDJ is gonna play a major part in that. So if you ask me how do I feel about it, I have mixed emotions because RDJ's character as Iron Man had a very remarkable ending, and I don't want them to ruin his legacy. But again, RDJ is an amazing actor, and Doctor Doom's character is since also a tech guy, so I think he's gonna nail it again. And I also forgot to mention in the review about the end credit of Deadpool. We got to see the bloopers and behind the scenes footages of all previous X-Men movies and all the projects related to Marvel, like Daredevil and both the Fantastic Four franchises that came before. So now I think anything can be happen in MCU in near future. So all these movies are gonna be considered as the canon to the MCU. So let's see how it goes in all of these scenes. So, and now back to the review. So, in the end, we have seen Deadpool's character that he matters. From the very beginning, he tried so hard to fit with everyone, to be accepted by someone, but he could not realize that he can have his own path and still matter. And in the end, he did exactly that. And I think the change of character arc of Deadpool's character is the point of the whole movie, in my opinion. Now, you let me know what you loved and what you did not like about the movie in the comments below. This is NK, and you are watching Fitwatcher. I'll be back with some even more interesting stuff like this. So, if you love what I'm doing, like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe, because why not? So, see ya. Bye bye.